Oh no's, hellos, and welcome back to another video. And today we're doing the top 10 cards of the Vision set. Oh yes, a Vision set. So is this like Vision from Marvel? No, it's not. It's Vision from Magic. And we're gonna show you what that has in store for us. So let's take a close look. A close look. Yeah, of Visions. Get it? No, it's a bad joke. Alright, number 10, we have Anvil of Bogarden. One of probably my most famous Howling Mine type of cards. And I say Howling Mine because Howling Mine, I just love Howling Mine, and I like these type of cards that draw. Each player just draws a card. It's fun for everyone. But this one in particular can be bad for some people. So this is 2 generic mana for an artifact. And it says each player skips his or her discard phase. So basically, everyone has a max hand size. It's the same with Folio of Fancies that was just recently printed, basically. So that's just old Oracle text says discard phase. So the discard phase used to just be, it was known as their end step, but now we just call it end step. Okay, back to the card itself. This is why I love the card. During each player's draw phase, that player draws an additional card. Cool. But then you have to choose and discard a card. So what can really happen is a player can only have 1 card. I guess they get to draw 2, so they net 1 in the end. But honestly, this can be backbreaking for some decks, especially if they love to be aggressive. This is more about control cards, I would think. But it's actually fairly balanced because, not a lot of people get a benefit off of it. I do play it in my Niv Mizzet Perun decks, just because, yeah. In that deck, it's all about everyone draws cards, but I get advantage off of it because I am doing the damage. And I honestly call that a fake group hug deck, that card. But I have a bunch of draw effects, so yeah, it's cool. So yeah, it's just an anvil with stuff on it. Okay, cool. For some people, yes, but for others, no. This can be backbreaking. So let's move on to the number 9 card, and I know what you guys are thinking. Well, what a weird name it is. But you'll see what this card does, and it can be utterly broken. So Quarian Ranger's 1 green for an elf. And basically what this piece of crap says, and it can be kind of broken for some decks, return a forest you control to its owner's hand on top of target creature. Use this ability only once each turn. So yeah, this is basically a free untap effect for any creature. And in elf decks, that's kind of prevalent. So this could honestly see play in some elf decks in Vintage. I'm not too sure if elf decks in Vintage are good now these days though, but this would probably be a good staple for them because they use a lot of mana dorks and just get a Crater Hoof Behemoth. But yeah, this could probably see play in Vintage deck. I'm not sure if it's in it. There's probably more better elves now, but I think this did see play in some. And yeah, it's a 1/1 for 1, so what can I say about an elf any more than that? Just a simple elf, does what it needs to do, and basically you could just untap basically a mana elf. Whether it be this one or this one. You choose your poison. They're both pretty bad. Pretty degenerate too. So you better pick wisely. Alright, and let's move on that before I get a little bit more personal. And then number 8, we have Funeral Charm. And you can see the theme with this. It's just 1 mana for something. And that's kind of what this set was. This low-costed stuff that was kind of good. So this Funeral Charm for 1 black in an instant. And this is a modal spell. Oh yes, so you basically get to choose what you want. And this is a big line of text, but I'll read it as choices like bulleted text. So choose 1, target player chooses and discard a card. Okay, that's the first option. That's pretty good on its own because it's basically kind of like a mini Mind Rot at instant speed. So that's really good. Or target creature gets +2/-1 until end of turn. Okay, so boost. Maybe you want to just kill something that's small, maybe like a Mana Dork, or it's, I don't know, Mother of Runes. Who knows? And then or target creature gains Swamp Walk until end of turn. Okay, so if you're playing Urborg, this is just, it fits in right in. So yeah, this is fairly flexible and does see play in modern discard decks, especially mono black ones. Although they also use Raven's Crime too. That can be kind of degenerate, where you could just cast it over and over again, just discarding land cards. And I feel like their main win con's probably Durell now, but I could be wrong. Magic Aids did a video on it. So yeah, this is just a main kind of in a discard deck, because this can be really, really good against them. And yeah, it's just probably one of the best, I would say probably one of the best 1-mana discard spells in the game at instant speed. Let's not get too hasty here. I mean, Thoughtseize is pretty good, but at instant speed, what are you going to find that's better than that? Nothing really. Funeral Charm, just really good on its own. But I guess they get to choose, so it's not like Thoughtseize. But, you know, we'll get to that list when we get to that list, okay, boy? Alright, and so let's move on, and we'll be seeing the number 7 card. Helm Awakening? But why is the Helm Awakening? Is it just because it had a bad sleep or something? Is that even a helm? I don't even know what that is. It looks like a robot's head or something. I don't even know. Anyways, it's a Helm of Awakening, and that H is lowercase, but it's not. It was old magic stuff back then. Oh yes, they don't do that anymore though. So it's a 2-mana artifact for all spells cost 1 generic mana less to play. Wait, excuse me, all spells cost 1 less to play? That includes your opponent. So why did I put this at number 7? Well, the discount and benefit of that was actually really good to see play in Golo Stacks decks. Golo Stacks decks would actually use this card to make their spells cost less and to make their opponent's spells basically net 1, but it didn't really matter since you played a lot of spells that made their spells cost more. So you gave yourself a better benefit than them in the long run, because it either says your opponent or it says both players. Like Sphere of Resistance is played in Golo Stacks decks, which say all spells cost 1 more to play. I think. Pretty sure that's what it says. But they also had Thorns of Acolyte, or whatever that card's called, which makes your opponent's spells cost 1 more to cast. So you can see why this is a good card for Golo Stacks decks, because they can use that mana advantage to cast more of the Stacks pieces for cheaper. Holy crap, is that good. Now, people would say, okay, this is a group hug, card in, like, Commander, but no, this can also see play in Stacks decks and Commander, and you know how much I just love those. I'm just kidding. No one loves those, honestly. Just ban all the Stacks cards, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ, Winter Orb's still legal. Why? Why is it still legal? I banned it from my playgroup. Why is it still legal in Commander? I will never know. I don't know, some marketing ploy. So let's just move on before I just strangle the throats of all the Commander advisory group or something. Oh yeah, guys, I missed one in the recording, so I'm going to do this right now. This is Necromancy. Yes, it's a 2 black instant enchantment, but you can play it at instant speed. But you have to bury it at the end of turn. So when you play Necromancy, choose target creature in any graveyard. Any graveyard, by the way. So this is basically Animate Dead on crack. When Necromancy comes into play, put that creature into play, though it were just played. Basically, just reanimate it. And if Necromancy leaves play, bury that creature. So yeah, this was busted because of one thing. It's played in Reanimator decks. What else can I say? And at instant speed, it can be very good because you can get basically everything out of your graveyard. Protean Hulk. So yeah, this can be played in Reanimator decks or Protean Hulk combo decks. Ha ha ha, that's fun. And yeah, it was busted for what it did because you could just reanimate anything for 3 black mana. And the restriction is if you played it at instant speed, you only have to bury it at the end of turn. But what would be the point if you got back a Protean Hulk? You got back Hulk from Marvel. I don't know, pretty busted. Yeah. Let's just move on to number 5 and call it a day. And at number 5, we have Squandered Resources. Ooh, looks like Gitrog Boy mana. Because it is. Because you pay this for a black and a green for an enchantment, sacrifice a land, add to your mana pool 1 mana of any type that sacrifice land could produce. So yeah, so basically what you do is you could turn all your lands into basically lotus petals. Not gonna lie, that's pretty powerful. So yeah, this was played actually in some standard at the time, and it actually got banned. I think it was in a block. So the Visions block actually banned this card because of how powerful it was. Because yeah, it's basically kind of like High Tide, where you could just add mana and sacrifice your lands. Didn't really matter. And since it's banned, now it just sees play in Gitrog decks in Commander. Because basically what Gitrog says is you could play additional lands and you could sacrifice them to draw cards. So what you could do is the best of both worlds, get crap ton of mana while drawing cards and sacrificing lands. So that's why this is probably just a staple in Gitrog monster decks or in any land deck that requires like landfall triggers or graveyard land stuff. You get the drift. It's a really goddamn good card. But yeah, I mean, it was so good that it had to be banned in a block. Holy crap. What a concept of a card. I mean, whoever made this clearly, was insane, and it's that common. I see the little symbol. It's like, what? That thing is that common? Are you kidding me? And yeah, just a really, really, really solid card. So yeah, let's move on to the solid card and get to kind of a disgusting card because the artwork looks disgusting. And at number 4, we have Goblin Recruiter. So, they had goblins in this set, did they? Yes, they did. They had, just this goblin, I think. I think there was a couple others, but this goblin was just the most powerful one. So it's 1 in a red for a goblin. And why is this so powerful, you might ask? Well, it says when the Goblin Recruiter comes into play, search your library for any number of goblin cards. Reveal those cards to all players, shuffle your library, and put those cards on top of your library in any order. Next. Ha! Because it literally says that on the bottom. So, why is this card so broken? Well, it was actually banned in a standard of its time, and I think it was even banned in block, too. This is the same card, but it was so broken, in fact, that it made goblin decks way, way too strong. Because basically, you can fix your deck for the right amount of goblins you want. Whether you want to go an aggro strategy or you just want to play it safe. This card made it so that basically this would help basically just make your deck fixed. It was so busted because of that, and it would take a while to shuffle, or they're not shuffle, but put the cards back on top. It was like, do I want this goblin on top or do I want it at the bottom? We'll put it ninth. Okay, the 8th one go here. Okay, wait, now I want that one on. Yeah, you see the problem with that. So that's why it got banned, is because it just made goblin decks way too the hell powerful. And there were some pretty good goblins at the time, not gonna lie. It's pretty powerful goblins. So that's why this card had to be banned. And yeah, thank God they banned it. Because the next card, they probably banned too. I don't know if they banned it though. They should. I think they should, because number 3 is Natural freaking Order. Let's bring some order, not some degeneracy. So it's a 2 green sorcery for this thing with the cheetah taking down a shadow thing. I don't know what that is. I can just make out it looks like a monkey, but I could be wrong. So this is a sorcery, and an additional cast this, sacrifice a green creature. Read that carefully, because sometimes people just sack a creature. You have to sacrifice a green creature. People always get that mixed up. So make sure you sacrifice a green creature. Then search your library for a green creature card and put that onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. Now what this was played in was a iffy modern deck called Order Progenitus. I don't know, Progenitus Order Combo. Whatever the hell it was called, it was broken. So basically, you could sack any of your mana dorks to get out Pro-freaking-Genitus. And what Progenitus said was protection from everything, so you basically could not stop it. Once it came into play and you saw Progenitus, you looked it in the eye and you said, please don't kill me. And it killed you. So yeah, that's why this card is just utterly busted for that reason. Now, Natural Order decks don't really see play in Modern anymore because of Modern's power level, but it's still played heavily in Commander. Just to get out, you can get out Progenitus, but usually it likes to go after a lot of cards like Roaring Klex. Oh yeah, that card is definitely fun. I love playing against that. So yeah, it just made it easier to search up powerful green creatures, and that's why I put this on the list at number 3, because it's just that power level. Not because of the meta, but because of the effect the card has. And we're going to go on to one of my most hated cards, and this is number 2, and it's another green spell. Oh yes, another green spell. Not to mention, it's just utterly broken for what it does, and it's Summer Bloom. Summer's looking good already. And it's 1 green for a sorcery, and you may play up to 3 additional lands this turn. Wow, isn't that powerful? Yeah, so basically this saw play in Amulet Titan decks, but it was actually not called Amulet Titan back then. It was actually called Bloom Titan because of this card. Because basically what you could do is probably get a probably turn 2, Primeval Titan onto the battlefield and just wreak havoc on everyone. And this card saw play because of that reason. And you can win probably turn 3 and kill everyone. So they had to ban this card because of that reason, because Modern wanted to be a format where it was either turn 4 or 5 where you got to win. They did not want it to make it a turn 3 format where it would be like vintage levels of broken. So that's why this card is banned, and that's why I actually hate this card. This is my personal hate of this card. This card should have never been printed. 3 additional lands, and that could be any. It should have said basic. And in fact, it shouldn't even say basic. It should say 2, but it says 3. Interesting. Any lands too. Any lands. What a busted piece of crap card. But hey, the artwork looks pretty nice. This looks really nice. It's like a really nice painting too. I love it. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you for this artwork. But don't thank the people who made it. And at number 1, you all guessed it. It is a tutor card, and it's Vampiric Tutor. So why is this piece of card crap broken? It is obviously, if no one knows Vampiric Tutor, let me just read it for you. Search your library for any one card, shuffle your library, then put that card on top. So basically, you can get any card you want. And this would be played in combo decks, and I believe this is restricted in Vintage. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, this card is just utterly broken because you can get any card you want. Nothing else. Simple text, search for anything you want. And that's always been a reason why cards were powerful, is because, like tutor cards, were powerful because you could search for any card. They stopped printing them and made them either higher cost or restricted. Now, funnily enough, there's actually speculation that we're going to see another tutor card in the next set. Oh, and guess what set that is? The Teferi set. And we're going to see Infernal Tutor be reprinted again. I am going to hate Magic Standard forever because that will be printed in it. Like, are you kidding me? You can't do that. You can just search up any of your busted combos. It's not fair. I mean, I hope Infernal Tutor gets banned. It's just gonna make it so that you're gonna be able to search for Winota every time. It's gonna be crazy. No one's gonna like it. I'm glad Fires is banned though, honestly. So that'll make it, less effective, but still effective enough, honestly. And yeah, that's gonna do it for Visions. So yeah, just kind of a broken set. There's a little bit of fun stuff, but overall, I thought it was kind of broken at the same time. So yeah, if you guys didn't think it was, then you guys are wrong, honestly. So yeah. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of The Boy Does MTG Top 10s because he has nothing else to do. And I'll see you guys in the next video or streamios or whatever I do. Bye and peace.